we should reflect a little in our mind and think, you know what? This God inside of me is so important. And every day I should thank Him for being here in this world. When the day of death comes, what are we doing here? We are here to talk about the soul. Although the soul by done many wrong acts, nobody come up here to talk about the bad things he have done. Everybody come here to talk about the good things he have done. Because in life, devotee, only good karma counts. The bad karma, while we know it's not good, we still commit it. But we don't come here to talk about people how they're bad. We come to talk about how they're good. Because every good soul only sees good inside everyone. I have known this family. I've been a long time around with them. I remember all the way back from the day he got married. I remember the situations around that time until now. I was around then and until now. And so devotee, here today, we're saying goodbye to him, the soul. And if we can look at our life, how life can work. One day we're here and we're happy, we do all kind of happy things, and then, you know what? It's time for us to go. But it's not easy to give up, devotee. It's not easy to give up because we are attached. And you see the whole family is crying. Why they're crying? They're crying because they're attached to the soul. They want the soul. But the soul doesn't belong to here. The soul has to go on to a higher place. And it all depends on karmic laws. That is the reason why it's important for us to understand the laws of karma. The laws of karma are very simple. It's the law of action. Every action has an equal reaction. As you know, devotee, good action brings good results. Bad actions brings bad results. But when someone begin to realize the laws of action, what they do in this life, they try every day to do something good, so that when the day comes for them to part, they can able to find a place with God. And so devotee, I always said that, you know, when we come to funeral, it's not a time for us to think about who have gone here. It's about a time for us to think about our life. What are we doing? Here the soul is going. And we can look into the box and see there is nothing going with him. He's not taking the wealth with him that he accumulates. All he takes is his action. The question is, are we doing anything so that when we will go, we'll have something to take with us? And devotee, I do not want to take too much of your time, but I'll just make this very short. I always use this little story to give my message. And I'll give you the story because it will have the message clearly understood by all of us. Stories go like this. There was a queen who had a maid. And every day when the maid will go to work, she would find some time to thank God. After some time, the maid died. Some years later, the queen died. When she died, the heavenly beings were taking the queen to her abode. And on her way going, she happens to see her maid. And her maid was in a palace. And she talked by herself and said, imagine my maid has a palace. What would I have? And so when she found out that she reached her abode, there was a little hut made out of straw. And they said to her, this is your abode. And she said, oh, no, 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 no. You made a mistake. I am the queen. On my way coming, I passed the maid. She's in the palace. I'm supposed to be in the palace. And the heavenly being says, oh, no, no. When the maid was on earth, she found times every day to send up material to make her palace. When you were on earth, all you send up can only make this little hut. Question is, are we sending up material to make our palace? Because we want palace. Are we doing anything while we're alive? If we're not, then we should start. Because that is all that will help us at the time of death. We can sit here and we can pray how long we want. It wouldn't change it. People can only change their karma when they're alive. Nobody can change your karma when you're dead. You can only change your karma while you are alive. Let us make use of this time we're here. And with this devotee, I would like to ask you to join with me as I do a little prayer for Abhijit here. Let us ask God to help the soul to find peace. But more important, let us ask God to help this family to accept this great loss they have had. Let us all join in prayer.